Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Today is Tuesday, April 27th already. And today we're going to talk about commitment, talk about resetting your goals, rewriting them. Because right now, this far into the year, are you at where you wanted to be on January 1st? So, are you there? Did you hit the goals that you wanted? Are you on pace? Are you ahead of pace? Even better if you're ahead of where you want to be. Now, let me rephrase this. And when I'm coaching agents, I make sure that they understand this. Is that are you ahead of what you wanted to accomplish and get, not just things that happen to you? Example is this happens in real estate a lot. It's like I wanted to I wanted to sell this many homes by this time this year. But if you look back at your sales over the last few months, maybe there are things that buyers you were already working on before the first of the year. Maybe a past client called you. Anything that fell into your lap doesn't count to me, in my book, 100%, because that's an easy way out. That there's things that you wanted to accomplish, you wanted to get, you wanted to build your database, you wanted to go out and find buyers, find new sellers. And example, you say you sold 15 houses already till this year. Go back and say, I got 15, all 15 of those. If I went out and called people and prospect and networked and asked for referrals and got referrals and made the calls and made the effort and got those. If you say I want to sell 15 houses this year so far and all of those fell across your lap, imagine you'd be double that if you stayed committed to what you're doing. So that was just I was going a little off tangent there about if you hit your goals, but did you actually work 100% to get them? But I'm going to talk to the agents that are not at their goals, that you're not at the things that you want to accomplish this far into the year yet. That's okay. Anybody that doesn't hit their goals, they fell off the track. They didn't do the things that they were committed to. There's things that you didn't get to, that you didn't accomplish, that you didn't do, you didn't organize, you didn't time block, you didn't do things. We all do that. It all happens to anybody that says, I didn't hit my goals. Because if you stayed committed to not just the thought that I really want to get this done and actually did the work and had the commitment, you would have hit those goals. So today is not to feel guilty, like I didn't do it. There's always time to reset and rewrite. So I want to give you some things, tips, and I wrote a few notes down of what I do to when I'm coaching agents that are not hitting their goals, because staying committed and rewriting goals and recommitting is like the number one thing I talk about all the time with agents. It's the number one coaching thing, because if they were doing everything they need to do and hitting their goals, they might not be in as many coaching or accountability programs. So some things to do is, one is you got to rewrite them, actually physically write them down. Either rewrite them, the exact same thing, so you're seeing them again, like you're recommitting them. Let me rewrite these things down of what I want to accomplish. And then next you got to write out the steps of what you're going to do to get there. How many calls you're going to make, how many prospects, how many follow-ups, how many people you're going to add to your database, how many people you're going to add to your social networking, how many door knocks, how many open houses. You got to rewrite these down and make sure you're not taking off things just because they're hard. You're like, I never do this. Well, you keep on saying that you're going to make X amount of calls, or you're going to ask for this many referrals and add to your database. What are you going to do? And don't take them off because they're hard and you didn't get to them. Number 2 is make sure the list that you're writing down is not someone else's list. I mean, yeah, you could recreate what other top agents do, other coaches tell you to do, other programs tell you to do, but if you're not doing it and you can't do it, it's not hard. It's too hard for you. Example, if you say, well, I want to make 50 calls a day, and making 50 calls a day for you is impossible time-wise, or impossible emotionally, is hard for you to do, you got to write and commit to door knocking, open houses, networking, getting in front of people. What are you going to do to be in front of as many people as possible in a day and fill up your day? Your job as a full-time realtor or part-time, when you're putting, I'm going to work 2 hours a day on my business, what are you going to fill up in that 2 hours? If you want to prospect for 2 hours a day, what are you doing? If you can't make calls for 2 hours straight, what are you going to do? That's just, you just got to stay with the things that you enjoy the most, or things that you're not going to do. It's painful for you to do, and I hope there's no one watching this is saying making calls is painful, talking to new people is painful, going door knocking is painful. Everything about networking and building business then you're kind of in the wrong business. This is a people person's business, and just generalizing there is you got to find ways to meet people every day. So stay in, make sure you're in the things that you like the most, but keep it many different avenues of lead generation sources as much as possible. Like I said, the door knocking, the networking, the social network, the calls, the referrals. You have to have it all out there, but do more of what you enjoy, and you'll do it longer and stay committed to it. Another point is you got to time block yourself of what you're going to do and make sure you get those things accomplished. So rewrite them, reorganize your time block. If your things are not working, like an example, I tell this to agents almost daily, is that calls are best in the morning. I know it sounds hard, I don't want to bother people, or I'm getting ready for my day, or whenever you're going to make your calls. So if you're not making your prospecting calls in the time block that you're doing it, like if it's the end of the day, early evening, and you're like, wow, consistently, I'm not doing these things in this time block, move it to a time block when you're going to do it. Even on a personal note, you're like, I really want to take time to exercise. I exercise in the morning because I know my afternoons and evenings, I have no idea where my day's going sometimes, because sometimes I get really busy with more things coming in that I'm pushing out. My agents need things and help, and then all of a sudden there goes my afternoon, early evening, even into the late evenings. I'm on the phone all day long every day, but I got to get it in the morning, or I don't know where my days and my time block gets messed up. So that is just a personal experience. And to do the things, if you ever heard this before from any other coaches or programs, do the things you don't like the least or hate the most in the morning. Do those first. Do the things you dislike the most. I say dislike because we should be like every bit of it in some way, but do those first. And then last I'll just say is that you just got to make sure you're making progress. You're getting better at your routine. You're getting better at building habits. You're doing better at accomplishing. You're putting numbers and things that you want to accomplish, and you're getting better and doing more of them. You could have that list of things that you're 100% doing, but your list should have stuff where there's things left in there in the day, where there's not a majority of it left over. Like, you don't want to say, I'm going to make 50 calls a day and only make 5, and you're making 5 and you're making 5. Okay, that goal's too much. You better make something better, but don't make it so easy where you're like, you're not growing. So progress. So if you're consistently over weeks or months making 5 prospects calls a day, well, that's easy for you. Now increase it to 10. Progress, get better. Push yourself. But again, there's always time to rewrite, reconnect, reorganize yourself. But the nuts and bolts of this business, of all the videos that I've done and will continue to do, it's all going to be very similar to the things you have to do. You're not going to watch one of my videos and go, oh my God, Tony's telling me something about lead generation or something that is never said before, never heard before. It's a secret that now my business is going to take off. No, there is nothing out there. There is no one's going to come up with this magic way to do something without doing the work. Does that make sense? It's not going to happen. I've seen agents that keep on changing companies and keep on changing coaches and keep on taking classes after classes after classes, and in trying to find the perfect thing of everything that thinks it's going to make it easier for them not to do as much hard work. That's never going to happen. You have to put in the work. You have to be organized. You got to be committed to what you want to accomplish. And again, the point of today was because of this time of year, this is kind of where agents kind of like, it's getting to the spring market. I don't have the database that I wanted to get. The amount of people in my database. I wasn't following up. I wasn't making the calls. I wasn't doing all the things I want to do. My schedule's a mess. I'm not time blocking. Now is the time. You still don't feel guilty. Reorganize, rewrite, recommit, and you always have time to do that because there's no bad time to start over again. So hopefully that helped you think about a few things today. And of course, I hope everybody's reaching the goals and the things that they want to accomplish. But if you're not, you can start again today and get organized. So that's it. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow at noon on Wednesday. Bye-bye.